The new Privacy Act focuses on giving Californians more ownership of their consumer data. KSBY News reporter Alice BECERRA spoke with cybersecurity experts on how this law affects people on a daily basis and joins us live now with more. Alice?
Well, Richard, if you've ever signed up for a loyalty card at stores like Walmart or Home Depot, under the new Consumer Privacy Act, you have more power now than ever to ask questions on who that information is being sold to. Scott Reeves says he's always been skeptical of sharing his information with any stores or social media platforms.
But I think it kind of goes back to even with grocery stores where they started the membership thing where you use the card, and because I remember that's when I first started trying to figure out what they did with that information.
Now, a new California law aims to answer many of those questions. The California Consumer Privacy Act, which went into effect on January 1st, will focus on giving the consumer the right to know. Under the new law, companies are required to tell you, upon request, what information is needed from you and why.
I think it's fair to know what companies do with your information. I think it's kind of reassuring that that's now going to be accessible.
You can also find out whether your personal information has been sold or disclosed to a third party. Some businesses like Home Depot will have a link on their website which will allow you to exercise your privacy rights while also being able to send a request to opt out of having your information sold. Mary Stone Ross, a cybersecurity expert who helped craft the public initiative that would eventually become the Consumer Privacy Act, says the law doesn't necessarily impact every business.
So we wrote it to make sure that it wouldn't be a burden on a small business. But with that said, if it's a small business that is their 50% or more of their revenue is from selling personal information, then they are covered by the CCPA.
Those behind the bill say it took a while to get the act to a place where businesses didn't feel like they were getting the short end of the stick.
We kind of worked with businesses to make sure that it was going to be something that they could actually comply with.
For most Californians, the act will allow them a chance to take back ownership of their own information. The California Consumer Privacy Act will cover a California resident regardless of where the business selling the information is located. Live in the studio, I'm Alice BECERRA, KSBY News.
All right, Alice, thank you. The CCPA also denies businesses the right to personal information for people under 16 years old unless the parent or child opts in.